Good. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and start our community meeting because the meeting is, it's advertised every week in our listserv. So people may be joining, uh, and however, we'll get started. It's 1:04, so we'll start the meeting. To start today's community meeting membership. It's a combined membership and community meeting. First item we have on our business is just to remind everyone, to remind folks that this is an election year for the all local branches. And so our first order of business today, we will take recommendations for when we want to hold our election. So the uh, will national office will coordinate the elections. Everything will be virtual. Uh, when the day of the election, which will be in November, has to happen in November, uh, folks will get a text message and you vote electronically. So you don't have to go anywhere. And it's controlled and tabulated by the national office. So today we'll select when do we want to have that occur. Next month we select a nominating committee. And then the following month we will look at who's on the ballot. So our first step as we build up to November is to take recommendations of when do we want to have our November election. We need a 4 hour window of time, and whatever day and time we set, National will send out a ballot for people to vote, and it's all done electronically. So, with that, let me ask if there's any questions about the election process. The election process is to elect executive officers, and it doesn't actually occur until November. But today we establish when we want that election, and at a later date, next month or so, we start looking at who is eligible and who wants to run. So, any questions about the election process? So let me ask for a motion or a recommendation of when we would like to have our election.
May I make a recommendation?
Yes, please. Yeah, yes.
Well, we always meet on the fourth Saturday, so why don't we do it the fourth Saturday in November? Make it a 4 hour window, 10 to 2, maybe. How's that sound?
Okay. Is there a second to that recommendation? Would anybody second that recommendation, please? Okay. Um, a second to the recommendation, was that
Yeah,
you?
I
Okay,
second.
great. Okay. Okay, great. Any other discussion or other time frame recommendations? Okay. Okay, so all of those on the line that vote for the fourth Saturday in November, 10 to 2, as the time for Maricopa County Branch NAACP to conduct their election, please say aye.
Okay. Aye.
Any objections, say nay, and any abstentions. Okay, thank you very much. So that motion carries. And as I said, next general meeting, it's supposed to be at the general membership meeting, we will discuss who will be our nominating committee. And between that time, folks who are interested in remaining on the executive committee, we can further discuss the steps for that. So thank you very much. And today we want to discuss our democracy summit and our political action. Uh, right now, right now for the Maricopa branch, our main focus is on uh, get out the vote, GOTV. That is our acronym or our short. way of saying get out the vote, which encompasses mobilization and education of the about the political landscape. Dr. Westenberg went to a major summit in July, and so I was asked her to discuss and give us some guidance on things that the Maricopa County branch can engage in related to the GOTV or Get Out the Vote effort. So I'll turn our conversation over to Dr. Westenberg, who is the chair of our Political Action Committee. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Harton. I'm going to give my report in a chronological fashion, and when I get
Okay.
to the summit, I will
Hmm.
stop and give some added information about the summit.
Okay. Hmm.
Um, and I missed the last meeting trying to get in, so I will begin from there. On July 14th from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., I participated in the 2026 primary poll observers training. And so I very well may be doing be a poll observer coming up, believe it or
Okay.
not. I'm very
Okay.
interested
Great.
in that. As a result of a conflict time, Political Action provided information and material for the Women's Luncheon Expo Committee to present at the voter registration mobilization education tabling to go along with other information provided at the GOTV Good Trouble Lives on July 17th. From July 15th through the 18th, I traveled to Chicago, Illinois to attend the 4-day NAACP We the People organized Democracy Summit for branch presidents and political action vice presidents from identified 15 high priority states. The states were Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Michigan, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Virginia. Those were the states that they felt really needed significant attention in the upcoming election and support and guidance. Some significant pointers were provided at that particular event, and I'll share some with you. There were 3 documents distributed to us. One was a planning calendar, and we were seated by state. And on that calendar, we did brainstorming of what we could do between now and the election as far as events and activities were concerned to fill in that calendar. The other was a civic engagement campaign plan template. And on that template, it provided information on things that we should do as a matter of get out the vote. And I'm looking for that template right now. And when you know it, it'll pop up in a minute. The other one was the Trusted Messenger Guide, and they discussed what makes a good messenger as we identify people to work with us. Uh, those elements of a trusted messenger, when we identify people to work with us with Get Out of Vote, is that the individual should have credibility, there should be consistency, there should be cultural competency,
Mhm.
accessibility is another one, accountability, relationship building, action orientation, and they must be calm under pressure. And so, as we
Mhm.
begin to get individuals to work with us, with our Get Out the Vote activities, those are the characteristics that we want to identify in those individuals. Um, Also, some of the things that they shared were that a trusted messenger should attack on voting rights, should be aware of misinformation and disinformation, confusions around maps and voting rights. There should not be attacks on Black political power and attacks on community dislikes. Also, as far as the vote journey is concerned, they said we should know what we're doing and what the direction is. We should plan it. We should vote and we should count. That's part of the reason I think I want to be an observer this year because there are a number of things that are taking place that give us cause to look at that. Another thing that was suggested, and we're falling into the September. They had a planning key, and they had a key for July, August, September, October, and November. July has passed, but it was to volunteer recruitment, to do that, to engage in primaries, to provide registration reminders, deal with local issues, and to discuss America 2050. For August, which is where we are now, we should continue with our volunteer recruitment. We should deal and focus on our Voting Rights Act anniversary. We should focus on back to school issues and also on the March on Washington, which is taking place on August the 28th. For September, we need to focus on Voter Registration Day, September 15th, and focus on Labor Day. For October, our focus should be Voter Education Week. That's October the 5th through the 9th. And the last day to vote, October the 27th, and then Election Day. So those were some of the things that they provided to us. There were some do's and don'ts that were suggested to us. And they were the do's. If you host a candidate forum, all candidates must be invited, and there needs to be proof of such. Don'ts. Electioneering. You cannot put a candidate's sign, a literature on NAACP spaces. You cannot endorse or intervene on behalf of a political candidate or party. This includes people who have not yet filed but intend to. We cannot rank candidates. We like this person, but like this person more. We cannot solicit or give funds to a campaign or candidate on behalf of the organization. We don't coordinate with campaigns in any capacity, and we cannot wear any NAACP affiliate gear to a candidate event. Interesting things, and if we know all of that. Civic engagement and voter protection, no. What to expect? The purges, the wrong ID information and disinformation, plan, make a plan to vote, missed deadlines, mail delays, delays, yes, and confusion, count, know the cast, the ballots, ID challenges, long lines, and intimidation. Those are the things that we need to be concerned about when our population will go to the poll. And then the count. The ballot is counted. The signature mismatches and certification delays. Those are problems that can emerge during the voting process, and we need to be cognizant of it. They gave information on to elevate your content with smartphone photography. I won't go into that. Yeah, that's getting into the PR part of it. And those were the major things that were provided. There was one other sheet that I wanted to give you some information on, but as way goes on to way, I don't see it here, but I will send that information out. Are there any questions about the summit? We were seated by state, and we had time to really engage with those activities, upcoming activities that would be taking place within our communities, and to actually fill out the calendar and submit it. Our state president does have that information, and there were several of us there who worked through that calendar as we filled it out to identify things that we could do between now and November. And then beyond that, On August 8th, tabling was done at the Arizona Commission of the African American Affairs Town Hall that was held at First Institutional Baptist Church from 10 to 12 p.m. On August the 11th, three of us met with Fatima Halim, who is working on a Histo Fest. We dialogued regarding our part in that larger project, and more information is forthcoming. On Wednesday, October the 12th, I participated in the Zoom NAACP band training for branch presidents and political action vice presidents. We have done band before, and what the Political Action Committee would like to do is identify a cohort of people that we would like to begin calling. It can be senior citizens, it can be young people, it can be educators, it can be religious individuals, but as it leads up to the election, I can go in and set it up once we identify the cohort that we want to make calls to and encourage them to participate in the election process. Current Arizona upcoming events. The Maricopa County Branch Civic Engagement tabling will be done at the upcoming August 29th Afrofuture Fashion and Art Show with the theme Afrofuture Using Tradition to Inspire the Future at the ICBO Community Center. The Maricopa County Branch Civic Engagement tabling will be done at each showing of the upcoming 2026 Arizona Black Rodeo, September the 5th through the 6th at Westwood. The branch will also be tabling at the 2026 annual HBCU Fair to be held on September the 30th at Phoenix College. And the foundation is presented by the Akarama Foundation, and the theme this year is HBCUs, U and AI. If there's anyone here that would like to be a part of the HBCU Fair on that day and our table, please let me know. And Ms. Pam, if you have some people from your committee that would like to help with the tabling at the HBCU Fair, please let me know. Early morning, if they're there from 7:30 to 10, that would be sufficient for it. There are approximately 600 high school students that attend the event. And then the Arizona State is going to have for us a statewide candidate forum, which will be held on September the 26th at 9 a.m. It is virtual, and I'm sure information will be coming out in our literature regarding that. And the Arizona NAACP Education Committee will meet every last Monday of the month virtually at 6:30 p.m. And those are that is my report. We should remember that there is the march on August the 28th. The voter registration day is September 15th, and then there's Labor Day. Our voter education week is October 5th through the 9th, and the last day to vote is October the 27th, with November being election day. And that concludes my report, unless there are some additional questions.
Okay. On the question, please, that
Mhm.
we talk about October the 27th as the last day to vote. Is that's like the last day to vote by mail? Is that what I'm
Mhm.
understanding?
Yes.
To be sure to, okay.
Mhm.
And we're encouraging people to make sure that they double check their um registration status, because some people have been just randomly being dropped off of the
Dropped.
rolls, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Um, question.
And you should get an email when you vote. You should get an email saying confirming that they have received it, and
Mhm.
then confirming that it has been counted.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
Mhm. So the last day to vote by mail is October 27th. And given that there has been some kind of changes with the post office when they stamp your mail or something of that nature, maybe encouraging people to mail it as soon as
Mhm.
possible and don't
Mhm.
wait till that last day
Mhm.
so it gets postmarked
Yeah,
correctly, right?
yeah. Dr. Harden,
Mhm.
the other sheet that I was looking for, I have it here that
Okay,
you gave at the
go
sub.
ahead.
It was the
Hmm.
civic engagement campaign plan template.
Hmm.
And what they have on it is you should identify your objective. What is your unit objective for the civic engagement throughout the election
Okay.
cycle? Know your critical tools, your resources and tactics. In other words, what resources do you have and what do you need?
Hmm.
Data analysis and research. What is your expected turnout gap? Is your unit in an area with a Black voter turnout gap, a voter regular turnout? Research. What is the targeted audience within your area that you need to turn out to vote? And what are the issues that are at the top mind for Black voters in your area?
Hmm.
Campaign tactics, they say, and civic engagement tools. What direct voter contact tactics can you use to complete campaign objectives? We can do live phone banking, we can do door-to-door canvassing, we can do mailing and other. And then what social impact tactics, informational sessions can your unit use to complete the campaign objectives? And there you can have your candidate forums. And I suggest by doing that, that we participate in the one that I just announced that the state is
Hmm.
having coming up, the Arizona All-State Candidate
Okay.
Forum, a
Yeah.
block party, a town hall, souls to the polls, site-based voter registration, barbershops, and salons. And that's it. That was the other one.
Okay. So and so let's make sure that Ms. Calvin, your group, the group that you um, are coordinating, and some of those were trained. Some of those were trained to register voters. Maybe ask them to make sure that they pencil in September the 26th at 9 a.m. So that we can have a good showing of Maricopa people maybe uh,
Mhm.
um, on that meeting. You
Now
know.
we have to register for that to get in on that on.
I'm sure we will, but the state will be sending that out. So
Oh,
when we
okay.
find it, but just ask them to uh, what do you reserve that time,
Right.
and
Okay.
then as soon as we get the link, we can send it out
Send it
to
out.
them, right?
Will
Mhm.
do. Okay. Okay.
The
May I
ninth.
ask Dr. Westenberg a
Go ahead.
question?
Hmm.
Dr. Westenberg, you were saying that once we vote, we will be notified. Do we have
Yes.
to request to be
No,
notified?
I get it. I get a text. I get a
And you
text.
hadn't requested it. Okay.
No, I get it. Well, you know what? If somewhere along in the way back in the day, if I checked a box and say, please notify me,
Oh, okay.
that may be the case. But I do get a text saying that it has been received. And then I do get a text saying that it has been counted. So I'll follow up on that and see.
Please, yeah.
Okay.
Because I've never had that notification
Oh,
since.
really? Okay.
Uh-uh.
Okay. Very good.
So, Dr. Weissenberg, question, when it comes to the poll workers and poll observers,
Mhm.
did the summit speak very much to that? And is it too late to sign up as a poll worker or a poll observer? Do we know when the deadline is to register for either of those? And what I understand is a poll worker
Mhm.
gets minimum wage.
Right.
So that's something
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
want to maybe
Yeah.
uh uh if we can put up some kind of blurb, we make sure that we get that out information out.
A poll worker does get paid. I was at my LD meeting the other night, and
Mhm.
a young lady spoke to that. And the recommendation is that you plan to be there for long hours, and that you put in several days because you will be at the site actually working. Whereas the observer is just there, and
For a
you don't
couple of
want to,
hours
for a couple of hours, you
that
don't
can
want
do
to
a couple of hours
intubate.
during the day.
Right. Hmm.
How do we register? So the question is, how do we register if we want to be a poll worker and an observer? And is it too late? Is it too late to register to be one or go through the
It isn't
training?
too late. It isn't too
Okay.
late because at my LD meeting last night, she
Hmm.
was there. So it can be done. I'll get the link
Okay.
for it. Hmm.
Yeah, how do we go
I
about doing
did
that?
just do the training though. I suggest that you go through the training as well. It's free.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think it would be good for us to put that um, on our list serve. I think we should highlight uh, really big and bold, really highlight,
Hmm.
consider being a poll worker and a poll observer.
Okay.
I'm in coordination, maybe you and I can talk to our technology person
Okay.
to
Hmm.
say, highlight that on, and
Mm-hmm.
here's the link for the training,
Okay.
because people do get paid if they're a poll worker.
Right.
Poll observers, we can just go, and that's just to monitor, so we
Yeah.
can kind of minimize. We want to be able to try to minimize
If you
intimidation.
see something, if you
If
see
you see
something, you
something,
don't
say
need to,
something.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Right.
And there
If you just
is a contact that you can make. You let it be known, or you make the phone call or text and let them know that there's
hmm
something unscrupulous happening, but
right,
don't
right,
engage with
yeah,
the person at all.
right,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
right. So if you can help me remind our technology person
Okay.
to bold that on our listserv that goes out every Sunday,
Mhm.
starting tomorrow,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. And they can do it. One interesting thing is you can do it, and someone else on here may know more than I do, but you can do it if you're affiliated with your legislative district too, because that's how I did the training. It was through there that I got the information and actually signed up for it. So I'm actually there representing
Something else, somebody else. But
yeah,
we
right.
want somebody else. We want the general
For the
information out
NAACP.
there so
Right.
people can
Mhm.
go and represent themselves,
Right.
because when they're out there as a poll worker, you already said this.
Yeah.
No NAACP
Right, precisely.
nomenclature on you.
None of that.
We're encouraging people as
Hmm.
individuals
Yeah.
to sign up as poll workers and poll observers.
Hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so once we get that link, that would be good. And I think
Okay.
the other, in some previous training, this may dovetail with some of your information, Dr. Westenberg, is like, um, as a poll observer, go with a partner, maybe partner up with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and two of you go at the same time, and even if you just do 2 hours or something like
Mhm.
that, just to
Yeah.
be there to observe, to make sure no shenanigans or
Right.
shenanigans
Yeah.
are occurring, that
Yeah.
everybody's vote gets counted.
Yeah.
And as you said it, if you
Hmm.
see something, say something.
Say something.
Don't say
Right.
anything to anybody.
And there
Just
is a
call the
contact.
number.
There is right. There is a contact for you to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think I saw an email that came out of the national office. I'll forward it to you and Miss Cowan in case you didn't get it. There's training. It has to do with, back to this, if you see something, say something, what kind of sort of like legal representatives will be available the day of, things like that.
Yeah.
So, I,
That does exist too.
right.
Actually, Erica has
And you,
done that.
uh-huh.
And
You,
generally they have professional attorneys that you could call and yeah.
hmm And you may have gotten the email, but I'll send that to you. It's going to be a webinar so that we can watch it and be knowledgeable about how to help people
Yeah.
know what to do if they get, yeah, so cool.
And
Uh,
I think, well, pardon me, Doctor.
go ahead.
I know what Erica. There were actual attorneys that were there. You call that
hmm
number, and they have attorneys on hand to
Right
tell
then and
you,
there to
yeah,
help you if you have
exactly what you
Mm-hmm.
are.
questions,
Right.
hmm
Hmm.
about
Yeah.
voter suppression.
Hmm.
So, um,
Would you please email that, information about that webinar to me as well?
oh
Okay.
yes, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Because the more of us that get on, just because people might be asking us questions, so the
Mm.
more knowledgeable we are, the
Yeah.
better.
Sure.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. Any other any other questions about voter registration? What the NAACP is planning to do? Mr. Kwana, hello. Miss Calvin, we have one of our awardees
How are
joining us
you?
today.
Oh,
Our
all
former
right.
awardee. Hi.
How are you?
That's
I popped on my schedule. I said, I'm free for once, so let me
for
pop
one time,
in.
for once.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we're talking about voter engagement and how we all can be updated and stay vigilant on what's going on. So it's good to see you. Thank you for
absolutely.
giving us
Good
a
to
little
see
bit of your
everybody.
busy
Hello.
time. Okay.
Hi.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, welcome,
And
welcome.
yeah.
thank you.
So I'm going to try to talk to you personally after
Okay,
Labor Day, all right?
that works.
So
That
so
works.
will you pencil Tuesday after Labor Day also if I haven't called you for you to call me?
I will do that. Yes.
There. Okay, great. Good. Good.
Tuesday
Thank you.
after Labor Day.
Okay. So any other announcements for the good of the order? Um Anything we want to talk about? Anybody?
Can I address the situation that I saw on the news yesterday about them banning like Raisin in the Sun and some other books, a school board that did that?
You can, yes, go ahead. Uh-huh. Yes,
I
yes.
don't know. I just and it said that the NAACP was addressing it. I didn't know what branch that might have been.
It might be on the national level.
It
This was
is.
a local
Yeah.
story?
Oh no, it's a local brand. It's a local school board here
Right.
that has
Here in
banned it.
Peoria. Peoria.
Pam, I,
Peoria?
Yeah.
what wasn't it isn't it the West Branch that I believe it's the West Branch,
Okay,
I think that's
okay,
addressing it. So
So, so
don't quote me on that,
That's
but I
right.
think it
It
is.
is Peoria. It
okay,
is. You have
okay.
to
okay.
refresh it. That's
So,
right.
Miss Cowan, if you have, I will send this information to you. There is a monthly statewide education
Yeah.
meeting. I believe she convenes at 6. I will put us on an email stream with her,
Is
and
it
I'm sure there'll
tonight?
be no Monday
Oh,
night.
okay,
It's
okay.
the
It's
Please
last
Monday
send it
night.
Monday.
So,
Last Monday. Mhm.
the last Monday, which will be this
this
Monday coming
Monday.
up.
This Monday. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I if for you want to get on there, and so cool. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Um, any other announcements?
Mm.
Okay. So what we'll highlight, we're going to highlight for the Maricopa branch. This is what I think I'm summarizing. Political action chair. For right now, the Maricopa branch wants to highlight information about poll workers and poll
Mhm.
observers. We're going to get that information out and make sure it goes out on our list serve
Mhm.
so people understand the importance of especially the poll observers being present, and will encourage
Yeah.
people if they have a
The
couple of
time.
hours,
Mhm.
do the training and then
Right.
maybe pair
Mhm.
up and we can just go just observe. You just go and sit and make sure things are going smooth. And I would imagine this is supposition that we have to do it at where we're assigned a poll.
Right.
I don't
Mhm.
know if we can go to other polling places,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
That's a question. I don't know, something to look at,
Yeah, because mine is within my district.
Right. For
It's within my
example,
district.
what I'm saying there is I'm knowing where Miss Juanita lives and knowing where I live, my residence, we probably do not vote at the same place. But
Mhm.
if we wanted to go together as poll observers, can we do that? Or do we have to be a poll observer
Mm-hmm.
only where we vote? So that's
Mm-hmm.
a point we need to clarify.
Right,
And
right.
then I think, Ms. Cowan, that would be something, the subgroup that's joining
Yes,
the voter
yes, yes.
registration thing
Uh-huh.
is on, if they could just set aside 2 hours of the day, do the training, and then as a uh, pairs of two,
Mm-hmm.
we sign up to be poll observers,
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe that can be a
Yeah.
something we can
And the
try to do.
pairs of two is our stipulation.
I'm just saying for
Yeah.
safety. Oh, no,
Right.
no. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Let me
our
say that's
stipulation.
not a rule,
Yeah.
everyone. I'm just saying out of safety, maybe
Mm-hmm.
you want
Mhm.
to try to go in
Mhm.
pairs
In
of
twos,
two
yeah,
or more
absolutely.
just for
Yeah.
safety, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we remember, couple of elections ago when there were some folks standing on the periphery who were trying to intimidate people and
Mm-hmm.
I guess they were exercising their rights to be where they were, but they were also trying to discourage people from going in to
Mm-hmm.
vote.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. You have
Mm-hmm.
to,
They will be there. They will be
Oh
there.
yeah, they'll
There
be
is,
there.
yeah,
uh-huh,
they will
mhm.
be there.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it.
That's why I was just saying if we
Yeah.
can match people up to go in
Oh,
twos for
absolutely. Yeah.
safety, right?
Now you're
Even
going to
your
get the
mar
particulars on the
even your
information.
marches, even at your
Right.
marches, they're
Hmm.
there too.
Oh yeah.
They're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, so we'll get that information out on our
Okay.
weekly listserv
Okay.
announcements of how to train to be a poll observer or a poll worker, and making sure we get the information out into to the public that you can get paid as a poll worker. It could at least with the way that with grocery prices nowadays, it might buy you a Starbucks, but but there is some pay. I think it's minimum wage as a poll
Yeah,
worker.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I don't know, Dr. Hart, maybe I'm
But
too
it's not about
sensitive.
the pay. It's about
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
civic,
right.
no.
And I would
it's
be,
about passion
I
for
would make
civic
sure that
engagement.
encourage people who have the temperament
Yes. Yep,
to
right,
do it
right.
too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Hmm.
because the way things are going right now out there, that
Hmm.
can be an opportunity for someone to get in if they don't have the temperament
Correct,
to
correct.
remain composed
Mhm. See,
at a
that's
given
that's that.
time.
See, that's why I admire Daisy Bates,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
regardless of her affiliation.
It's in
But
Arkansas blood, Karen.
and that's
It's
it,
in Arkansas blood, okay?
but for her to train those students, right? That's what I'm,
Oh
to
yes.
be able to train those
Yes.
students to
Yes.
endure
Yeah.
what they
Mm-hmm.
endured,
Yeah.
and I was fortunate enough to be able to be in Central High School. They did a 50-year commemoration
Mm-hmm.
of the Little Rock Nine,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's why it's so passionate on my heart is because I think about what I was doing when I was a teenager,
Yeah.
and what these teenagers did at the same age, and the stories. It was a reconciliation of there were seven of the Little Rock Nine who were present, and it was a reconciliation between other high school students, perpetrators of violence, of domestic. I'm saying domestic terrorism. That's my
Mm-hmm.
that's my
Mm-hmm.
terminology. And they talked about how these these students would be hit with metal locks. They would throw food on them,
Mhm.
And the sad part about it is the teachers would allow this to happen. And when we would see on the national news, you'd see the National Guard sort of escorting them to the school. So we kind of think, oh, okay, well they'll be safe. But what I learned at that um, event was that the National Guard could not go. They didn't go inside the school,
Right.
Mhm.
so they stopped at the door.
Mhm.
And I can relate to unfortunately the teachers being maybe the major perpetrators of racism and hate, growing up in the school district that I grew up in. So
Mhm.
Oh
so so
yeah.
so what those Little Rock Nine did was just uh heroic.
Yeah.
That's all. Just heroic. So anyway, I
Karen,
digress.
it always amazes me that you're so enamored with Daisy Bates because my mother knew her.
Oh
My
my
mother
goodness.
was a home economics instructor
Yeah,
in Helena,
yeah, yeah,
Arkansas. And I
yeah,
mean, when I lost my
yeah,
mother, 10 years, she was 90 years old, but
yeah.
she knew
Yeah,
her.
yeah. It
And
was because she was in charge of she was
yeah,
the secretary of the local
and the
NAACP,
ACP, right?
Mm-hmm.
and she was the one who would uh, um I started to say groom the young lady, the Little Rock Nine, but she was the person who would prepare them, be their mentor, took care of them during all of that horrendous treatment that they, yeah, I wish I could have met her. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like she's one of my
And
sheroes. Yeah.
I know. And one of the interesting things is that
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
could not write a check to be a member of the NAACP. My
Had to
mother
do it in
and two
cash.
aunts had
Yeah.
to do it under the table
Yeah. Yeah.
because they would lose their jobs. Because when it
Hmm.
was an all-black school, if you wrote a check, the bank
Yeah.
was all white, you would
Yeah.
lose your job.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you
Hmm.
couldn't write a check to
Hmm.
the
Wow.
NAACP back in the day.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
So we've accomplished so much and we're
Yeah.
about to lose so much, right?
Oh, look. Yeah, we
So
really are.
Whew.
it's,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the images that I remember, and it struck me really, really hard when people talk about this voting, how voting is not important.
Hmm.
A lot of the lynchings that happened, they would put a sign on the black person saying, I voted. And
Hmm.
that's why
Hmm.
they got lynched.
Hmm.
People
Oh,
don't understand that they're fighting really hard to keep us out of this
Yeah.
for a reason.
Hmm.
And we need to
Hmm.
remember that.
And
Hmm.
don't get me started. This guy that they are taking the award away from him
oh my
in the
goodness.
military right
Yes.
now. Oh my,
Yes.
yes.
No, he's
That
not
is,
he's dead now. But
oh,
he,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But
And they never,
he is
yeah.
deserving
Of
and
course,
he
Hmm.
of
earned it.
course.
And
Hmm.
they are taking it away from him
Well, my son was saying they haven't done it yet, but they're in the makings of
in the
it. Can
process.
you
Yeah.
imagine?
Oh,
He was the cook on the ship,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
he
and
grabbed
saved the life.
and saved the lives and went right for those Japanese warplanes. And Monty said that he saw the interview with the parent with the family. They were so excited. They were
Yeah.
so
He was voted to give the award, and what the Trumpster said, no,
no.
no.
Put my name on the ship. Can you believe?
Put his name on the ship.
Put his name, and he ain't done duty squat.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm. Yeah.
And
it.
painted gold like his hair.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
we're going down
But you know what? We never know when he's gonna stop, and he just comes up with new,
and nothing. Right, every
just
time.
something else devious. It's just always something. So who would leave it alone? Good night. He just can't. He can't.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah,
Well,
we're in some times right now.
right.
We're in
Okay.
some times.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Well, let me thank everyone for joining, and we just have to keep keep the faith, because I think one of the things is to try to demoralize people, and that's what it's those of us that can have to make sure we pass on the word of the importance of, like Garen said, why they're trying
Yeah,
to keep us from voting, and
right,
try to work to uh, help people have faith and keep faith that what's that okay, Miss Cowan, something, sorrow might be here for the night, but joy comes in the
Comes
morning.
in the
you
morning.
know Joy comes in the morning, so
Mm,
we have to keep the
mm,
faith that joy is coming soon.
yeah,
Coming
yeah,
soon.
yeah.
So,
Mm.
okay. Dr. Westenberg, any closing comments about the Political Action Committee and what you need us to do, or any call to action other than this poll worker and
No,
observer getting that information out?
no, I just say stay woke.
Stay
I
woke.
own it.
There you go.
I am woke.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
own it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Stay
and
woke.
fight.
Yeah, there you go. There we go. All righty.
Yeah,
Keep up the good fight, right?
yeah,
Good trouble. All right.
yeah.
Have a good afternoon, everyone,
You
and we'll be
too,
back.
everybody.
We'll be back the fourth Saturday in
September.
September at 1 p.m. with another topic. We're going to keep working on voter registration all the way through November.
Right.
Okay?
Mhm.
Right? Okay. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.
Good to
Okay.
see everybody.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank
Bye.
you. Okay.
Let me get